it's the apprentice here, and today's a flower day on my moon calendar. So this is my blueberry. It's a sunshine blueberry.
Yep.
So my question today to the boss is to show me how to, because I want to learn, show me how to strike this to take cuttings from it. Because I've got a few blueberries and I've got all this new growth on here, but I want cuttings. So over to the expert.
I don't know about the expert, but I have had my share of propagation over the years. So a few things. First of all, sharp, clean secateurs, most important. Sterilise them just in case you've got any saps or tannins or gums on your blades. You don't want to be cutting through anything that you're trying to strike with cuttings if it's got pathogens on there. So 80% methylated spirits, 20% water, quick squirt, that's as much as you need to do. Next thing you're going to need is some seed raising mix. The apprentice, my lovely wife Kerry, has already done...
Something I prepared earlier.
Oh, yes, the apprentice prepared this earlier. Don't fill it right up. Keep it down a little bit so that when you water it, you can actually get some water into it. If you fill it right up to the top, water runs off and you think you've hydrated, but you haven't. Okay. So it's better to fill this up and let that soak down, and that way you know. You're going to need a dibble stick, and a dibble stick can be anything, and I'm using an old screwdriver so that I can make a hole rather than be pushing the end of the cutting in there, because when you do that, you foul the end of the cutting. So most important, you don't do that. Use something else. It can be a piece of what you're using for cuttings, but just don't try and strike that piece. It can be a nail, it can be anything. So the other thing that I'm going to use, these aren't real easy to strike, but you know, if you do all the right things, so we're going to use some rooting hormone or you can use either one. This is called Clonex. This is for semi-hardwood. You can buy these at your local nursery or hardware store. This is a powdered form called indole butyric acid. So simply, and you'll see in a minute because I'll use this.
So what's the difference?
Oh, well, one's a powdered form and one's a liquid form. So
okay.
It's probably convenience, I suppose. For want of a better word. Now what you're looking for is semi-hardwood cuttings, and in this instance I would be wanting to shape this sort of around about, you know, keeping them around about here somewhere. So we'll take that off and we'll take that off.
So you're cutting anywhere?
Yeah, well, I'm cutting just above a bud. Okay. So
right.
And preferably to an outward facing bud so that the bud grows outward. Let's do that again. See I wouldn't cut to this one because the bud's going to grow in. I actually want it to grow outward. Okay. That way you keep the plant nice and open. So next scenario, next cab off the rank. And because this is not soft, it is now hardwood, and the difference between soft and hardwood is the soft stuff really bends very, very easily. It's quite fleshy. You don't want that. You want this semi-hardwood stuff, which has got a bit of strength about it. Next thing you need to do is to cut just beneath a node. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate that round so that I cut parallel to the node. Can you see that okay?
Yeah. Okay,
so I'm going to cut that off. And I'm simply going to hold the top of the plant, just the last 3 or 4 leaves.
Oh, so you've taken the softwood?
No, this is not soft.
Oh.
This is semi-hardwood.
That was at the top though?
Yeah, I know, but it's just because it's at the top doesn't make it soft.
Right.
So, and I'm now going to strip off the leaves that I don't want. You don't want all of those leaves left on. And in fact, what I would do here now is just snip these down a little bit. And what that does is it allows the cutting to get on with the business of striking some roots at the bottom rather than having to supply all of that moisture to all of those leaves. This can still photosynthesize. So, and now what I'll do is I'll just dip that in a little bit of water into the indole butyric acid, just knock that off so that it's not too much on there. And I've made a hole in there and push that in. That's as simple as it is. So down to the next one, don't leave the tip.
So, question?
Yep.
So this is still the same?
Yes, it's the same piece that I cut off. So
okay.
I'm now going to take that off so that we're close to a bud. I'm going to come down again parallel to
I've got a leaf in the way here.
Okay, so I'm going to cut parallel to the bud.
Yep.
Can you see it okay?
Yep.
Okay. So as you can see, you don't want to be cutting, the mistake would be to cut between buds. See how there's no bud there?
Yep.
See, you want it just underneath the bud. Okay? Do you see?
Yep.
Most
And
important.
in a 45-degree angle.
And at the same angle parallel to the bud. You can sort of see that the bud's on an angle, you'll
Yep.
cut parallel to that.
Okay.
Okay, and again, I'm going to take off most of those leaves. I'm going to cut this one in half. Excuse our dogs. Again, I'm going to make a hole with a dibble stick. I'm going to dip that into the water, a little bit of indole acid on the bottom. Now, people have said to me, I've heard that honey is a good hormone to use. Believe me, save the honey for your toast. It is a sterilant. It is not a hormone. There are no plant hormones in honey, so this is the stuff to use. You don't necessarily have to use this, but it's just going to add, a couple more % success rate of you getting some struck cuttings than not. Okay, so again, taking that tip back down. This is still the same one that we've taken off. We're probably now at the sort of at the bottom of this.
At the pointy end.
Yes, at the pointy end. Yes, you're so funny.
I know. I was going to be a
So
comedian.
take these leaves off, and just simply half the leaves again.
All right, I'm learning this, guys.
Into the water. Just give it a flick off so you're not taking too much. Now,
how close are you? How many can I put in this pot?
Oh, you can put 50 in there.
Okay.
Easily, and you just fill it up. Okay. And the beauty is that once one of these start, the hormones build and they'll get round. Do you know what I mean? If you were to just put one single cutting in the middle of that pot, you have buckleys to none chance of getting that to strike.
Okay.
So, and start, work your way sort of in a semicircle and then fill in the holes all the way across. You are going to need to keep this in a fairly sheltered spot. Can
I put it in my hothouse?
Hothouse is ideal, but for people that don't have something like that, then under a pergola, something that's going to be out of the full sun.
Could they put it on their windowsill?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, inside so they can keep an eye on it. You don't want it to dry out, but you also don't want it dripping wet.
Okay.
Bear in mind that there's no roots there, and the plant will continue through its cambium layer to draw moisture up, but it's more about it trying to heal that cut up, and when it does, and because it's close to a bud, it will callus and spread roots.
Okay.
So, and as you can see, here are a couple of the smaller ones that we took off, just little tip cuttings. So again, just simply cutting parallel to the bud, just below the bud, taking off the lower leaves. It just helps the plant or the little cutting not to have to supply so much moisture and nutrient into the water, into the indole butyric acid. You see, it doesn't need a lot. So again, firm that in.
How long would they take to strike? Was that
Look, probably, you probably take 12 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. Just depends on the conditions and, so.
And would I add anything else to it, like?
No fertilisers, no, don't go anywhere near.
Anything like that? No, nothing. Just leave it, just plain water.
That's it, plain water. And as I say, just don't let them dry out if you can possibly help it. Again, a simple. I didn't do that, did I?
No.
See, it's very easy.
What chance has the apprentice got to remember all these steps, guys?
Oh, look, it's pretty easy, seriously.
All right.
And as you can see, so this is only the small one of.
And
we've got more blueberries around the side down here, so there's lots of cuttings. Just remember though, make sure you label them because we've got different varieties.
Ones,
So this one's sunshine blue.
I'll write on there.
If you don't know what they are,
Put blueberry.
right where they are. No, right where they are, so that we know, oh, that's this one.
Yeah, okay.
You know, so we've got half a chance.
All right.
Okay?
All right, so guys, I'm going to have a go at this. Wish me luck as the apprentice. And in a few weeks' time, I'll give you an update and see how this little pot's going. And we'll keep track to see how I go. But I thought that I wanted to learn this, so I thought I'd get Craig to share with all of us if you got blueberries. And much to Craig's dismay, I'm going to do it on a flower day or fruit day.
That's okay.
Flower
Look,
fruit. It's a
this
fruit
can
day.
be done for, it doesn't necessarily need to be blueberries. This could be azaleas, camellias.
Okay.
It could be
Rosemary.
Yep, rosemary.
Yeah,
yep,
I've seen you
all
do it
those.
with rosemary.
Yep. So any sort of cutting can be done exactly the same way.
Okay.
Most important thing of all is make sure you're cutting just underneath the bud, about parallel to the bud, you know, and reduce the amount of moisture that the leaves need to, you know, the cutting needs to supply by cutting them. Yeah, so.
And do you think I should, okay,
Well,
I'm going to ask a question now. Do you think that maybe, because this poor little plant sort of
Whilst we're looking at this, you
Yeah.
can see there's some dieback.
Yeah, I can.
This is the sort of stuff that you ought not leave on any plant, really.
Right.
So,
And my next question is, because I don't know my size pot plants, because I have no
so
space
this is
to
an
shape.
8-inch pot.
Yeah, well, that doesn't help me anyway. But is it time for me to upgrade my pot and put him in a bigger pot?
Well, the easiest way to do that would be to just have a look and see how well rooted the pot is.
Ah, and the table.
And no, it's not.
No, it's not what?
No, it's kind of okay. I mean, the roots are not root bound.
Okay.
Are they that side?
Yep. No.
Okay, so
Oh, so he stays.
so yeah.
Sorry, I tried to get you a new pot plant. But
Probably another 3 or 4 months, and we check again. Just tap the pot up and have a look.
okay, I can't do that to the big one. It's huge.
No, well, the big one's going to be big enough for its life.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go and add some more to this little pot, and I'll keep you updated how we go. Thank you, Craig.
Very good.
Bye.